Good morning from Qingdao, China's German city. You might have heard in China they have fake towns made to look like European cities, so the Chinese locals don't have to leave the country to go on holiday. You can go to Shanghai and go to Thames Town, and it's just like you're in London, England. You can enjoy the old Victorian style houses and red telephone boxes. Or you can go to Hangzhou and visit Tianduchang, and you're in Paris, France, and you can go and see the Eiffel Tower. The list goes on. Today we're going to explore Qingdao, a city that was occupied by the Germans in 1897 for 16 years. However, the Germans left their mark. In front of me are the red roof buildings the Germans built, and they evolved Qingdao from a small fishing village into a huge port city. So today, let's give China a chance as we go together to explore Qingdao to see what it has to offer. Is it just a fake European town, or does it have any history? Now I need to find my way back down, and let's head into the city. Okay, let's get in a taxi and head into the city. Let's go. 你好, Qingdao Zhang. This one? Okay, huh? Qingdao Zhang. Yeah, it's okay? So. Alright guys, let's get in this green taxi here. Okay.
青岛火车站。
Qingdao Zhang.
哦，青岛站 ，OK。
你青岛人吗？
啊，青岛，我不是青岛人。
来，不要。
我不是青岛人，是山东菏泽。
菏泽啊 ，OK 啊，非常好。
嗯。哦，你的汉语说的很棒。
一点点中文。
哦，可以，很棒。对。
As we're walking now, you'll see this great big hotel in front of me. In 1910, this was one of the most luxurious hotels here in Qingdao. And across the street, you'll see a railway. About 100 years ago, the Germans would have built that and traveled to Qingdao via the Trans-Siberia Railway, which went through Russia and Mongolia. It would have taken around 12 to 14 days to get here, and then they would have stayed in a hotel just like this one. And the architecture you can still see is intact. You even have some of the Russian lettering on the top, as well as the Chinese writing as well. So a long time ago, the Germans would have stayed here. This would have been one of the most popular hotels here, and the Qingdao government obviously trying to keep some of the architecture still intact. But now the city's changed a lot. Just across the street, there's a KFC and a McDonald's. But I'm pretty hungry. Let's see what they actually have here. If it's still operating, let's see if we can get a bite to eat inside this old German hotel. This is like a dumpling restaurant, I'm guessing. Let's see what they sell. Different kinds of dumplings and noodles. So yeah, let's wait for this guy to get served. 你好，一个馄饨。Yeah, 猪肉。好，谢谢。Alright guys, let's find a seat over here. See, sit by the window. Okay, yeah, so this would have been a place where the Germans would have come in the 1900s, and they would have stayed here the night. So you can see they still have some of the architecture on the walls, but most of it is just scaffolding. You can see the black. Yeah, this place would have been pretty old, so they would have to renovate it to keep it up to scratch. But now they've evolved it into a restaurant, so really different from what it was maybe 100 years ago where you have Germans here. But now we've ordered some dumplings, some beef pork dumplings, so let's try those and see how they taste. Came to 28, which is like £4, so the food in China is all really, really cheap. Hi guys, so we got some wonton dumplings here. These are like pork ones. Oh, you see they're fairly small, but this is like a usual meal you can find in this hotel here. So they sell like wonton and noodles and things like this. But yeah, let's put this down. Let's give it a try. See how it tastes. It's really hot. They just made it. It's piping hot, this one. Let's give the soup a go. Yeah, it's hot. Ooh. Let's get the chopsticks out. Let's give this wonton a go. See how these dumplings taste. can also see the Russian flags because in Qingdao there's also a lot of Russians who come here. And obviously back in the time, you probably also would have got Russians as well here. But let me just grab a drink quickly. See what we're selling here. See all the different kinds of Fantas and cola you can find here, as well as other Russian snacks too. Let's get something to drink. See if they have a bottle of water here. This will do. Just sit in here. And wow, look at all this. They have Russian alcohol, I'm guessing, that they import from Russia. You even have an AK-47. And any Russian fans watching? Even got some Russian snacks. I think they're Russian, or yeah, some Russian snacks here, or Chinese snacks, some candies. Yeah, a lot of Russian imports here in Qingdao. Of all the different kind of cookies and things like this. Let's just grab this water. Oh, just water, straight. So guys, you can see here they're also selling some Russian snacks as well. So 3. So even quite some turtles there if you wanted. So I asked him, is this still a hotel?
No.
No? Okay. Let's put these back on, a bit sunny. So as we're heading out now, you'll see the bus station. So we're going to catch a bus which will take us down to the old town. This area is where the Germans would have lived and resided and done all their activities. So this is like an old bus they have that takes us there. So let's have a look. Look how old this bus is, guys. Pretty old. Is it blue? Anyhow. Yeah, can I get a bus?
不是没有优惠票，他好像扫不了码。你那手机是中国的还是？
来个。
One people.
One 40. Okay. Yeah. 好。
这边都2公里，我等你。
Okay, so look at this bus, guys. It's pretty old. It has all the China flags and things on it. This would have been a bus a long time ago. The Chinese would have used all these old railings and things they have. But let's take a seat by the window. And apparently this bus isn't leaving for like another 10 minutes. So have a bit of a wait. But whilst we wait, yeah, just have a look at this place. So this is going to take us to the old town, and we're going to explore different parts of the area. There's a old church that the Germans used to own, and there also is an old cinema. So we're going to have a look and explore the city. Let's wait for this one to go. Goodbye, German hotel. Turns out this is like a tour bus. Okay, hi guys, we made it to the old town. Okay guys, we made it to China's first ever commercial cinema here in the old town. As you can see here, the old name used to be Seaman House back in 1902. This used to be a navy base for the Germans, so those who would have been staying at the hotel might have come here to eat and drink, but also to watch movies. During the time in the 1900s, movies had just started, so under the American influence, they brought movies over to China. Obviously the Germans had a lot of foreign influence and they needed things to see and do here, and they brought over film. And as you can see here, they still have the old architecture. On the top said 1907 when this place was made. Let's go inside. Let's have a look at this old cinema. Let's have a look. Anyhow, just walk in. Alright guys, so let's have a look in here. Right, let's take these off. Make sure I'm not blind. Let's have a look around this old kind of place. Wow. So this is where the Germans would have watched their movies back in the day, in 1907. And it still has all the old architecture. You have the chandelier at the top. Wow, really old design. Yeah, check it out. Okay, let's head upstairs and see what we can find upstairs. Apparently, it's the actual movie museum, so we can find lots of things to do with Chinese film back in the day. But let's head up here. And this is an old painting that would have been here years ago, showing what it used to look like back in the day before they renovated it and did all the kind of touch-ups to the building. And over here, a picture of the old German sailors. So back in the day, would have had a navy club. They would have come here to drink and have a party, basically. So this place has a lot of history. They've kind of tried to keep most of it intact. But let's head up the stairs. And you can even see the old films. That's meant to be Charlie Chaplin, eh? This one. Let's head up here. So the name of this in German back in the day would have been called Seaman House. This would have been on the front of the building. And look here, it even says here, Seaman House 1 hour show. And people would come here to get their tickets. They'd ring this bell and buy their tickets and come here and watch movies. So this is something the locals would have had to do back in the day. And you can even still have the same smell. Has this really like old woody smell, and you can even see these old beams here. They have the same framework that would have been here back in the day, so you can get an idea how old this place is. Look at these old Chinese movie advertisements. Wow. And if you come into this room, you see the Red Star at the top. This is the Red Star Army, which was for the Chinese. The Chinese army would have been in rooms like this one especially and watched movies, watched old army film on these big projectors just here. And just in front of me is a man from Qingdao. Back in the 1950s, he would have been in charge of showing all the army film, as you can see in this picture. And here are actually his official work cards, which you can see below. Wow. And to buy the tickets, they then come over here. So this is a place where you can get your tickets to watch the movies. Obviously back in the day, an easy way to count money and say the price would be an abacus. So this is what they have here. And in the background, they even have some statues of Mao. So during the 1950s, China was run by Mao, and he would have been the communist leader at the time. And this is one of China's first cinemas, first commercial cinema, and still the longest one till this day. And here they even have some old photographs of old Chinese film. You get an idea what it could have been like during that time. One way to go out and enjoy yourself would have been to come here, enjoy a movie. Look, they even have an old bookshop and this old typewriter. Bloody hell, look how old that is. Even an old telephone, eh? And on night out, the women would wear something like this. So they'd go to restaurants or a place like this, have a sit down, and you'll see women wearing these kind of dresses, this green long one, and even this red one just in the front here. And they'd sit here, order their food, go for dinner, and yeah, this would be a place where even the German people would come and maybe meet some local ladies, eh? Okay, so now we're on the second floor here, and here you can get a better view of this place. So yeah, they get a lot of students working here. You see them in their sailor outfits, trying to keep to the same kind of tradition of the German sailors back in the day. But I feel like we're in Call of Duty Modern Warfare. If you've ever played Zombies, Kingdom of the Totem map, it really looks like that. You can imagine 100 years ago what it could have been like. People here watching the cinema, and there'll be a big screen here as well. But let's get a little bit closer. Let's see. You probably would have even had people at the top as well watching. And look at all this old architecture still here. These big beams that are kept intact. Obviously, they probably have to do a paint job on these. But yeah, look at this place. Let's have a look. walking around this place, there's so many things to see and do here. You can imagine at the time the Germans would have had to come here and enjoy their evenings here, and this place would have had a rich history. So yeah, look, these are some old Chinese films, old Chinese posters that would have been here back in the day. But let's head outside, let's have a look on the balcony. But now it's just used for, this place just has lots of high school students working here, university kids. If they want to find a bar job, serving tables, they'd come here now. Let me just give you an idea where we are. So if you look to the left down here, you'll see the red buildings, and just in the distance there's also the Red Bull. This is where we were at the beginning of the video, and if you just head straight down this way, you'll just head back into the city. But you get an idea, whilst we're standing here, the kind of architecture that's still present. You can see these kind of balconies, maisonette balconies just here. So the city still has some influence of what the Germans had before. But yeah, let's take a look at this place. The lady selling things at the market down here, has her own stall. But we're gonna head down this way. I'm gonna show you guys a place where the Germans built. It's an old church, which isn't really common in China. So let's head down this way and take a look. As we're walking, look at this balloon seller. I actually have a story about these balloon sellers. I was down here about a week ago, and you'll see a lot of these sellers on the streets as we're walking. A lot of them aren't actually legal. And what happened is that the police came and cut the lady's balloon. And she was really sad about that. She said that it was actually, she was doing it because her husband had passed away like a long time ago. So she had to make some money, so she decided to sell balloons on the street. But the police came and decided to take her balloons away, which is really sad. And look at this lady selling shells and things on the streets here. Oh, 多少钱？这个
10块钱5个。
10块钱. Okay, for 5. Okay. Oh wow. So you get like 2 pounds for 2. And some shells as well. Wow, look at these. So you have lots of sellers on here selling seashells, which they obviously get from the local sea here. But let's keep walking now. Let's keep walking around. See what else we can see. So you'll find lots of different sellers here, selling lots of different things. From flowers, some sweet potatoes if you're hungry. Yeah. So let's keep walking down. Lots of things going on here. Even an artist with his caricatures, eh? Wow. Okay, let's keep walking down. Some hats, things like this. This is like a place where they do weddings. So the wedding photos. So the wedding business really popular in Qingdao here. But here's the old church I'm talking about. Just in the distance, you'll see this big tall church. So let's go have a look and see what it's all about. This place usually gets really busy on the weekend. We're just going during the week, having a leisurely stroll. Just across there you can see the Chinese fire station. If you ever see what a fire engine looks like in China, it looks a bit like this. Let's cross this road here, do this. And the local taxis, obviously, to pick up any tourists. We also have Didi here, which is the Uber, but you can take one of these taxis if you want. This here is called St. Michael's Church. This was built by the Germans in the 1900s, but after the Japanese kicked them out, this still remained. So this was actually built during that time, but even though China is not really a religious country, it's here today, but it's just kind of used to take pictures. And as you can see here, literally the whole square, people are taking photos. Even in the distance, there's a lady taking wedding photos. That's what usually happens when you have a European influence in China. People just come here and take pictures. I doubt they actually have a mass here and pray. I highly doubt it. Let's have a look inside. See if it's just like this, or there's actually something to see. So you have to actually pay to get in. So they have to kind of, I don't know what they use the money for. Maybe it just goes to the government, or maybe they use it to keep this place up to scratch. But let's go in. This lady's selling the tickets. So yeah. 你好，一个 10元? Okay. So just £1, it's pretty cheap. Just to go in. Little ticket. Ah, 谢谢. Thank you. And they have these men here who will stamp your ticket too. Okay, so China's not really a religious country, but you can see here they have the Mother Mary. Still, you can still see some of the architecture too. But for a non-religious country like China, it's really interesting to see these kind of places. It's really rare that you find a church or even a mosque in China. But there are some people who are religious. If you go to certain areas, there'll be lots of people who are, but there's very few. Let's hit these off. Yeah, let's have a look inside. Wow. So this is something really rare to see in China. The church, you still see, has lots of the artifacts. And I guess it's just a place for tourists now. You can see these red barriers. You can't actually go and sit. But there are some churches in Qingdao that were made by the Germans. There's about 3 or 4 in fact, and you can go to. But this one, I guess, maybe because it's so beautiful, they want to kind of not let people sit and touch things. But let's have a look around. Wow, confession box they have here. And this is the altar too. Yeah, as you can tell, everyone's just on their phones taking pictures. I guess I can't say anything too, I've got the camera, but let's have a look around. Wow. You can also see a big organ at the top as well. Picture of Jesus. In China, the thing that's really interesting is that everything is run by the government. So if you do have any religions in China, they pay really close attention to what you're saying and what you're doing in here, in your places. But yeah, look at this place. Have Mother Mary here. But what you see in a lot of churches in China is that there's actually a Chinese flag outside. So for this one, they've kind of been more respectful to the culture and things like this. And yeah, here we are. Just seeing the China flag as I'm walking out there. But yeah, let's keep moving. Let's see what else we can find in this city. Today is like a market, so you'll see here people selling stuff, little figurines. Let's have a look. This is like some clay, and they make these figurines. You can make a personal one of you. Got some people selling drinks and coffee, all sorts of stuff. But now it's really quite busy, and you have lots of people coming here to take photos. Even just in front of me, some people taking wedding photos. You see this lady preparing. That's what usually happens here. Oh man, big place, eh? Alright, let's see what else we can find here. Just having a look around in this German town. Let's see if anything else we can find has some meaning or has somewhere interesting we can go. So we're gonna head straight down here. Let's have a look at these painters across the street. See what they're painting. Let's have a look. Let's go around. Wow, that's cool. So we have some painters here too. Look at this guy, painting of the church. I'm actually pretty hungry, so let's go down here. There should be a market that we're going to follow. And look at this, Qingdao Beer. So when the Germans came here in the 1900s, they made Qingdao Beer because there wasn't any beer from China that they liked, so they decided to make their own. And it's stuck there ever since, so it's a global brand. Look at all these Chinese flags. Guess which shop is the Chinese shop, eh? Look at all these. Look at all these. Selling milks and yogurts. More restaurants. So, yeah, a lot of things you can find here. A lot of different snacks. So walking around China is really safe. If you're ever strolling the streets, no one really bothers you. And I always see those videos online when people cross the road and there's some cameras You don't actually get that a lot here. They're just in big cities like Beijing and Shanghai. This is a huge bank, China Construction Bank. But let's keep going. Oh, look at this building at the top here. It says 1931. It looks like an old building that was made here. You can even see the kind of old architecture as well. Let's have a look. That's what it says. Movie space. So 1931. This might have been an old cinema as well. So that's be plenty of cinemas during the time. If you we can have a look inside quickly. Let's have a look. This would have been an old cinema, eh? As well. So another one. So yeah, during the 1900s, the Germans, or the Chinese even, probably liked cinemas and they had to make one. So let's look around. Oh, so the old tickets and things. Yeah, and then you have this old building. Wow. This place has a lot of old architecture here. Impressive. There's some popcorns too. Okay, what's that? 谢谢. Let's keep walking around, see what else we can find. So just here is a restaurant, not a kind of restaurant, just like a food stand. This is the first one in 1986 that made this kind of barbecue style meat. And it's kind of octopus grilled on a little fryer here. And this was the first one. And it's kind of a brand. You can see here this guy brings this meat and this guy fries it on little skewers. Yeah, these people are eating some too. Right. So this kind of the idea that in China there's a lot of street food here that you can find. So impressive. Look at all these buildings here. But let's keep going, heading down. There's a market not too far from here that I want to show you, and let's go get something to drink or something to eat because I'm getting a bit hungry. Quite a long day today, so let's keep moving and see what we can find. I've come to a market just here. So obviously here they're selling different kinds of snacks and foods you can get here. Some coconut, some ramen. Let's see what other kinds of foods they're selling down here. Let's have a look. Walking down things. Pancakes. Quite thirsty. Let's try to find a drink if we can. Let's keep walking down here. Oh, what's this guy selling? Some fruit. 哎，你好。
你好，
芒果，这是什么？芒果。
橙子。
Orange juice. Okay, it's fresh orange juice.
Hey.
And pomegranate. I'll try the pomegranate. Yes, sugar, and then. 西瓜. Okay. I'll just get fresh orange juice. Yeah, I'll get orange. 橙色. Yeah, 橙色. You got, yeah.
好的。
Okay, let's get this fresh orange juice. This guy's gonna make it. Oh, 谢谢。多少钱？是吧？
哎。
Now it comes to 18.
东航易支付收款18元。
橙色 from 在哪？老山吗？Is it from 橙色在哪？老山。
不是崂山。
OK。
这个是国外的，这个是湖北。
湖北 OK。
湖北
Right. So this guy gets his oranges from different parts of China, I'm guessing. What about 这个？
这个是
Qingdao?
四川大凉山。
Okay, so if you go to the south, you can get yourself some pomegranate. So all over China, you'll get different kinds of. 谢谢。
不客气。
Cool. He's really polite. He gave the drink with like 2 hands, which is like an act of kindness. Let me put this in my left hand here. Oh, sorry. Alright, okay, let's give this a taste. Pretty sweet. Nice, fresh Chinese orange juice. Said no one ever. Let's keep going. This orange juice is nice. Went down the tree. Wow, look at this place. Like a huge courtyard that obviously the Chinese would have used. Let's have a look here. Has some writings here. So in 1901, okay, a businessman from Guangdong made this structure. Okay, so it has a lot of stuff here. So this courtyard says was used for lots of things. You could even get like your hair cut here. You can come here to buy things. It would have been like a market. And look at these old pictures of what this place used to look like. Wow. Obviously they've tried to reconstruct a lot of it here in Qingdao to kind of save the history. So it's not just German history you'll find here. You'll also see a lot of the Chinese buildings too. But wow, look at this place. It's really big. Wow. So, interesting tour. Let's keep moving. Let's go up here. Ah, and you can even go to the top floor and go on these balconies. Let's keep moving down. And just last week was China's birthday, so that's why you can see these red flags behind me. Hey, and look, we found a Chinese KFC. And next to the Chinese KFC over there is a coffee shop called Luckin Coffee. It's kind of the rival for Starbucks. It even has the Colonel Sanders on the front. Hi guys, so now we're gonna head to a different part of Qingdao, the more kind of high-tech and more developed areas, a bit more modern. So we're going to take the metro at Zongshan Road and head down. Let's go. So I'm going to quickly show you what the metro here in Qingdao looks like. Really clean. Coming from England, the tube is really dirty compared to what you'll see in China. So let's head down here. Okay, so in the metro stations or the subway, whatever you call it, you come to these little machines here to get your ticket. And they have both English and Chinese, so it's not too difficult to... What's wrong with this? It's broken. Sort of, didn't see that. Let's have a look. So we're going to line 2, I think it is. Going to Taishan Road. Yeah, so we're going to this one here.
Please select QR code pay.
Cool. It's pretty cheap. Riding the subway is literally like 20 cents or 20p. It's really easy.
Processed.
Cool.
Please wait. Thank you.
Easy.
Have a good trip.
So in China you have to go through security. You have these like airport security, air security kind of places. Cool. And just kind of, yeah, super easy to get through. You just put your ticket on the scanner, you get in. Yeah, really, really easy. So let's head down here. Let's get a train. One thing about China when you're in the metro is that the trains are never late, they're usually on time, and they tend to come every 6 minutes. So here's one just arriving now. But I hope today I've shown you guys something different about Qingdao, that it's a different city compared to the fake European towns that you have in Shanghai and Guangzhou and places like this. But it's rush hour now. Let's head on this train and then we're going to go see an electronics market and also a night market. So let's head on here. It's really busy, damn. Let's get on. You can see it's packed, but also really clean as well. Hi guys, I'll see you guys when we get to Taidong and get to the electronic market.